first time journaling my thoughts was back in 2019. Got sober and manifested the dream team. Spring of 2020, I released my very first song for the world to see.
We're gonna do a somatic practice in a second, but we're gonna vibe first.
I learned the world has endless possibilities. So peace out, past self, it's time for me to start. Just started living, world just started spinning. Living.
Hello, welcome. It's been so long since I have done a live, but I'm going to be more consistent showing up on here with you guys. And if you are part of our Facebook group, our free Facebook group, I'm actually going to be doing somatic practices inside of there with you guys too. Somatics is something that really has changed my life, and I could sit here and talk to you about it all freaking day long, but I'm not going to do that today. We're not going to do that today. Today, we're just going to let ourselves feel some shit, because why the fuck not, right? Okay, but we're actually going to go over here because I want to be on the ground. On the floor. So, excuse me, darling. Thank you, darling. I have a cat over here. So, inside the somatic, hello, how are you? Inside this somatic practice, so first of all, I'm going to tell you what somatics is. It has changed my life completely, but I'm not going to bore you with all the extensive details right now. Basically, somatics is just, feeling into your body and living in your body and living through your body and letting your body experience your life rather than living through the mind and just being, having to worry about things and accomplish things and do things. When you live through the body, that is a byproduct of, I'm good, how are you? Well, I already asked you that, but I'm good. I am so excited to bring you this little training. We're just going to be talking about somatics. We're going to do a little bit of a somatic practice, and I'm going to invite you into the language of your body and living in your body. So if you want to stick around for that, if you're watching the replay, I am so happy to have you here, and it's so amazing that you found me and that we are here together, because yes, life has a funny way of bringing us all together when we need to be together. So somatics is really just being in your body and living your experience through your body versus living through your mind. And living through my body really came to me, I really started doing that once I had a situation that happened to me in college, where I felt so outside of my body. I felt like I was living outside of my body. I felt like I wasn't even present at all, and I really just wanted to die. I wanted to not be living the life that I was living. I wanted everything to change, but it was also at the same time I had completely just given up on trying to change anything. I wasn't actually trying to change anything. I was just whatever at this point. It's out of my control, it's out of my hands. I can't do anything about it. And so that's actually when I started living through my body. I started listening to the internal nudges of my body. And this is really cool work, so I'm so excited to share it with you. And it will change your life too. If you apply it in your life, it will completely change your life. And like I said, I could talk to you all day about it, but what we're going to do in this little session is I really just want you to bring awareness to your body. I want you to bring awareness to the sensations that are happening in your body right now. Like for me recently, I've been feeling a lot of tightness in my chest and even in like the back, my back, like on the same, like almost like a knife has been like stabbed through me. That's kind of how I feel, or have been feeling. Oh, my light died. It's okay, we have another light. That's kind of how I've been feeling. And so I really have been wanting to work with these emotions versus hiding from these emotions, because anytime that I hide from an emotion, it just gets bigger, it just gets stronger, it just amplifies itself more. And what I've learned from somatics and some of my teachers is that when you actually feel into the emotion, when you let yourself be with the emotion, that creates the liberation of that state of being. And you don't go about it by trying to make a change. It's just something that happens as a natural byproduct of sitting with yourself, of being with yourself, of connecting to your body, of being intimate with yourself. And a lot of people will chase things like drugs or coffee even, or other like sources of caffeine, or sex, to give them this feeling of being in their body, and then they think that they need that thing in order to get into their body, in order to be present with themselves. And so then they'll seek out that thing again and again and again, and its ability to hold space for them dwindles and dwindles and dwindles because they haven't actually expanded their capacity to hold space with themselves. Is this resonating? Let me know. This was me for a long time. I was so worried about the logistics of things. I was so stuck in trying to like figure it out, make it look perfect, and it prevented me from actually expressing and being who I came here to be, who my body wanted me to show up as. And so I made myself small, and I put on faces and masks that weren't really me, just to get validation, just to get attention. And the core desire there is attention, right? It's attention. I wanted validation. I wanted attention. But there was so much shame around needing that attention, around needing that validation. These thoughts of like, oh, but is there enough for me? Oh, but am I really worthy of that? Oh, but do others really have the capacity to hold space and take care of me? And so I spent a lot of my life isolating myself, and I'm glad you're here to work on it. I spent a lot of my life isolating myself and, feeling like I had to continue to act out these behaviors that no longer really resonated with who I wanted to show up as, my goals, and didn't feel good in my body, right? So I was saying lately I've been having these feelings of like pain in my chest, and the chest is where we process a lot of, and the stomach is where we process a lot of grief. And that's what I've been doing. I've been processing a lot of grief for past versions of myself, finally stepping outside of those versions of myself. But what I've come to realize is that it's not that there isn't space or room for those versions of me to hear. Like, those versions of me get to be here as well. Those versions of me get to be present as well. Those versions of me get to be loved and cared for as well. And this is what I teach inside of Managing the Mind. It's one of our signature courses. And it's all about actually just inviting in this acceptance for the entire spectrum of you, for the entire spectrum of humanity, of creation, because really you are just a product of creation. And in doing that, sometimes we can find ourselves letting go of things, but it's not really letting go of us. It's letting go of the emotional attachment that we have to showing up in a certain way or to seeing the world a certain way. And it's not that those perspectives aren't still there. It's not that those emotions aren't still there. It's that our relationship to them changes. And so this can cause some grief. This can cause us to feel detached, isolated. It can cause us to want to go into these periods of isolation because we don't really know how to cope with the grief, with the cracking wide open, as I like to call it, sensation that's kind of happening inside of us. And so me personally, like, I learned when that was happening for me, like, I have to hide. I have to go in, and this is how that emotion feels in my body, is like I have to hide. So the purpose of what I want to share with you here today is just to tap into your body for a second. Take some deep breaths and begin to feel the sensations of your body. Does it feel like relief? Does it feel like tension? Does it feel like tightness? Does it feel like wanting to shrink yourself? What does it feel like for you in your body, and where are you feeling it in your body? Stretch if needed. How is this emotion showing up for you in your body? In your breathing? Is your breathing heavy? Is it feeling like signs of relief for finally letting yourself be seen? And it's not about understanding the sensations, it's just about letting yourself witness them, letting them be seen, letting them have space and take up space in your body. Once you've connected with that emotion, I want you to allow your body to take on the form of what you're actually feeling. So if it feels tight, if it feels constricting, if it feels small, allow yourself to, make yourself small, curl up in a ball, lay down and curl up in a ball if that's what you're feeling. If it feels like expansion, open yourself up to expansion. If it feels like, shame sometimes makes us want to hide, so maybe you'll be like, hiding. Just let yourself express that emotion. I'm feeling very expanded right now just from hopping on this live, so I'm more out, but just express this emotion. Let your body express this emotion. And there might be tears rolling down your face. You might feel sensations in your throat and in your face and in your eyes. Let that come out too. Let your breath express too. Let this be a full body experience for you to have with this emotion that you feel like is blocking you or hurting you or hindering you or asking to be seen in your body. Bless you. Now, after so many cats. After this call, I'm glad that you're still here. And I hope that this is resonating and you're feeling something from this. I'd love to hear what you're feeling specifically if you want to share, and I can help guide you through it. After this call, though, this session with me, I want you to go and I want you to commit to yourself and make a promise to yourself, like, okay, I'm going to continue to work with this emotion. I'm going to continue to work with my body, to sit with my body, to allow these emotions that I'm feeling, these sensations in my body, to be heard, to be seen, to be felt. I'm going to make a commitment to show up and almost like a date, have a conversation with this version of myself, with this emotion that's coming through me. So if it was like shame or fear, if it was like shame or fear and that's what you're feeling in your body, set a date to show up and be with that shame and that fear and really let your body feel it, because the more that you can actually let yourself feel it, that's the capacity you have to strengthen your nervous system to hold more, which is really what wealth is really what expansion is being able to hold more, is not allowing yourself to be limited by your perception of what is or what is real or whatever, and to expand your perception, your capacity, your vision. And so what I want you to do after feeling into your body and feeling the sensations and letting that sensation speak through your body by either, making a movement, by breathing, by emotional release like crying or screaming or whatever it may be for you, I want you to commit to allowing yourself to see this emotion. Because the more that you allow yourself to see and play with this emotion, the more that you are going to create a relationship with that emotion, which is just strengthening your relationship with the entirety of who you are. Because you are it all. You created this whole thing. You have the capacity in you to feel all of the emotions for a reason. And when we try to push certain emotions away and say, oh no, that's not me, the fact of the matter is your body is experiencing it. So if your body is experiencing it, you're having that experience, right? And you can't negate the experience you're having if you actually want to change it. I'm glad that you got to tap in, and I will see you soon. Let me know how this works for you, okay? I am so thrilled that you got to be here with us. I know that after this session, something is going to shift in your body. You're going to begin to show up differently. You're going to want to take more accountability for yourself, to own your power, to work with these darker emotions, to let yourself be seen and felt and liberated. Because once you get a taste of liberating these emotions, you are going to become so open to actually feeling the entirety of what it is you're experiencing. And that is really just my hope and wish for you, is that you get to experience more. Because when you experience more, you open yourself up more. And when you live open, more things can come to you. And that can seem really overwhelming. That can seem really scary. But that's only because we're looking at it through a lens of fear. And when we connect to our body, when we trust in ourselves, when we hold ourselves, that fear falls away, because we have the foundation of trust and acceptance with ourselves, and that only allows us to create more acceptance and appreciation for ourselves, for our experience, and appreciation is what appreciates, right? So continuing to work with your body, continuing to work with yourself, knowing that all parts of you are seen and heard and valid and worthy and loved, because they are. And we started off this live listening to the song called Living, and now I want you to go and do just that. Go out live your life, let yourself experience it, let yourself feel the feelings, let yourself be triggered, let yourself be angry, and also know that your capacity to experience those emotions means that you can invite in the opposite emotion as well. And if you want more one-on-one work, I'm offering some bundled sessions and also individual sessions. Those are available under the Soul Services tab on my website, or you can get inside one of our courses, which will help you go through and intellectualize this work, as well as there are practices for embodying this work in your real life. So I love you so much. Thank you for joining me here today, and I will talk to you soon.